My name is Sangeet, and today I am speaking about attracting what we want. We all wish to live the perfect lives with an abundance of everything that is best for us. But why do we want all of this? When we want something, it means that we feel that we don't have it, and since we feel bad about it, we think that if we do have it, we will then be happy. When this happens, it means that we are operating from a place of lack. We want what we don't have, and we want it because we don't have it. Because if we don't have it, we can't be happy. This loop of lack only lowers our vibration and keeps us stuck in lack and insufficiency. I give you an example. Let's say that we want a partner that truly loves us, and we suffer because we don't have it. We think that we are in pain because we don't have the partner, but in fact, what keeps us in pain is the fact that we are in lack, in fear, and therefore out of love and of alignment with what we want. How can we have something if we are out of it? Whatever we want to have already exists in our imagination, therefore it is possible in our reality. However, because we don't see it or touch it, we think that while it is only an intangible dream, it means that it is not real. We develop this mindset because we perceive our thoughts as totally separated from the world around. It is like saying that it only happens in movies, when we actually know that not only movies are a product of our imagination, but they also mimic the reality. Plus, the fact that we only call reality to what happens on the third dimension can actually confuse us, because again, we separate imagination from reality, and we think that what is real is what we concretely experience on Earth, and everything else is surreal. And since it is surreal, it is impossible because it is only a fantasy. But isn't everything part of the same experience? And aren't our imagination and thoughts also part of it? So why would we exclude them? When we completely separate both worlds, we not only refuse to accept that it is possible to have whatever we want, but we also deny the fact that it all starts within us. Starting within means that what we dream about and wish for is the initial phase of our manifestations. We think about it, we desire it, and if we allow it, everything starts to align with it, us plus the rest of our world. We align ourselves with whatever we want by recognizing that this is the natural process of giving birth to anything, and therefore by feeling and knowing that we already have it. But why would we want something that we already have? Exactly. Once we acknowledge this, energetically, it is ours, it is here, and it is real, and we won't feel its lack anymore. We have matched the frequency of having it, and we know it, we can feel it, and consequently, we relax, and we no longer feel the strong need to have it, because we sense that we already do. Now, practically speaking, how do we go from lack to abundance? Well, if we want something, we prepare for it, right? Yes, we identify what we want based on the fact that we are not experiencing it on the third dimension, but instead of staying in that initial mindset, we shift to where our wish is already happening. So, back to our previous example, if we want the partner, which means that we want love and to be loved, we start loving ourselves more. By doing this, we practice both sides of love. We not only get to know how it feels to be truly loved, because we are receiving our own love, but we also get to know how it is to truly love, because we are indeed loving ourselves. This allows us to not only recognize it, but to also sustain it when it manifests. We may not have the partner in our reality, but we have it in us, because now we know what true love is, and at the same time, we can feel ourselves getting more and more ready for it. We integrate every part of it, despite the circumstances, and we live from within before it happens. It is like picking a beautiful dress to go to a party and feeling pretty while putting it on before the party actually happens. Do we need the party to feel happy in our dress? No, the party should be a symptom of us and of our happiness, not the opposite. Otherwise, we'll be putting ourselves and our happiness in the dependency of the circumstances. So, basically, what we do is to stop excluding ourselves from happiness, and we start appreciating and valuing every single piece of who we are. We prioritize ourselves and what we love the most. We switch our negative thoughts to those that feel good and vibrant, and we love ourselves to the point of overflowing our hearts with an abundant feeling of gratitude and of compassion. And the good news is that this applies for anything, because loving ourselves is the perfect recipe to feel happy and consequently to manifest all our beautiful desires. Loving ourselves is believing in us, and believing in us is believing in our dreams, in our potential, in our growth, and in our existence. Plus, we are the magnets that attract, so it makes sense that by working on these magnets, which are us, we attract better things, right? We are, we feel, we know, we attract. Energy is supposed to flow and to be allowed, and we are supposed to go with it. The impossible is only impossible due to the layer of limiting beliefs that we have in our minds. There is no such thing as impossible in Source's vocabulary, simply because we couldn't possibly wish for something that couldn't happen, because everything is interconnected, and our imagination is linked to our reality, which in fact is just another part of this whole temporary movie that we are experiencing on Earth. So, today, whatever we wish to experience, let's fully embrace it from a place of love and of abundance, no matter how our world looks like. Let's be so ready for it that it feels as if it is already here. And when it appears, it will only be to show us that we are indeed part of this whole complex web of energy that life is.